The Battle of Bliska was fought in 1322, between the army of a coalition of several Croatian noblemen and Dalmatian coastal towns and the forces of Mladen II Šubić of Bribir, Ban of Croatia, and his allies. The battle resulted in the defeat of Mladen II, who lost his power. Background: after the death of Paul I Šubić of Bribir, Ban of Croatia and Lord of all of Bosnia, on May 1, 1312, his properties and titles were passed to his eldest son Mladen II, who already ruled over Bosnia before as a Ban of Bosnia. The young Croato-Hungarian King Charles I Robert of Anjou dynasty, who did not yet have full power over the country, tolerated an unlimited and intangible rule of Mladen II over his territory, because Mladen's father had helped Charles to come to the throne. Anyhow, Mladen II came into conflict with the Croatian noblemen in his broader neighborhood, like the princes of Krk, Šubić and Nelipics, with some Dalmatian coastal towns, with Stephen II Kotromanic, Bosnian noblemen, and again with the old adversary, the Republic of Venice. The turbulent events that followed in the next couple of years were marked by and full of revolts, rebellions, sieges, armed clashes, changes of sides, maneuvers and tactical deceptions of both sides. John Babonok, Ban of Slavonia, was also involved, having received the support of the king, who was convinced that the time had come to weaken the power of the Šubić family. Battle: the decisive battle occurred in the late summer or early autumn of 1322 at Bliska. On the one side there were the forces of Mladen II Šubić of Bribir and his allies, among which those of his younger brother George II Šubić of Bribir, while on the other side gathered the army of a broad coalition of Croatian noblemen and Dalmatian coastal towns under command of John Babonok. There are no detailed facts left about the battle itself, but it is known that Mladen II suffered a defeat. He himself, as well as his brother George II, saved his life and temporarily found shelter in Kali's, George's fortress. Aftermath and consequences: not long after the battle, the King Charles I Robert appeared in southern Croatia, leading his army, trying to calm down the situation. At the assembly held in the Nim fortress on October 8, 1322, the winners of the Battle of Bliska were given the properties and privileges by the king, whereas Mladen II Šubić of Bribir lost his freedom and was taken to Hungary. There he spent the next 20 years or so in custody at the court, until his death between 1341 and 1343. The Battle of Bliska meant the end of enormous power and influence of the main branch of the princes of Bribir led by Mladen II. He tried to maintain the hold over the other Croatian clans, but was unsuccessful. He lost a great part of the former estates, land, castles and towns held by Šubić, and their hereditary right to be bans of Croatia as well. King Charles chose, namely, John Babonok to be the ban, whereas Stephen II Kotromanic became the ban of Bosnia. Further consequence was the strengthening of other Croatian noblemen, especially the members of Nelipic family and the princes of Krk. However, the brothers of Mladen II and Mark, as well as their sons, Paul III, Božidar and Pribko, abode and kept their old properties for almost the next 30 years. It was only when the new Croato-Hungarian King Louis the Great started to reign in the 40s of 14th century, that he, by exchanging the estates, partially succeeded in displacing the members of Šubić family.